Yeah, that's right. It's just talking. I am beyond stoked because we got the lads all the way from Blackpool, the Thrashers, Strange Bones. We got Bobby and Will Benham. How you guys doing?
Can you guys hear us?
Oh, I can hear you.
Yay.
Oh, can you hear us? Oh, that's so funny. I'm looking at you through Skype, and I'm thinking you're hearing me, and I'm all rattling off. But, hey, I'm beyond stoked, guys, because I think this is really cool. We're having across-the-pond talk right now. We're here in Los Angeles, California, while you guys are in Blackpool, United Kingdom. And I got to say, how is it going, guys? Are you doing good? Are you guys staying warm?
Yeah, no, it's not too cold there at the moment.
It's always cold there, mate.
It's
pretty
always
cold.
cold.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I mean, but when does summer come? Because I know, Will, you were telling me that it's only like 3 days summer, and then the rest of the year is just winter.
3 days. We get a solid 3 days of summer.
But
That's it.
how do the people of Blackpool view climate change, for example? Because you guys are always, in the cold 24/7. You hardly see the sun. I mean, I even saw online that they sometimes say it gets dark at 3:45 p.m. and then it doesn't get fully dark until 10 p.m. So is climate change a real thing for people out there in Blackpool?
Oh, no,
Is climate change a real thing?
That's what I'm asking. I mean, because you guys are the closest.
Yes, climate change is a real thing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Will. Thank
Because you guys are right next to Antarctica, right?
No, but to be fair, we've actually, over the past 3 weeks, we've had 3 massive storms here.
Yeah, you guys
Like,
had
huge.
massive flooding, correct?
Yeah, massive flooding. And we actually shot our music video, which is out next week, in Storm Dennis.
Ooh, hello, Storm
So,
Dennis
yeah.
getting his debut.
And let me guess, is this for that new single, Underdogs?
It is,
Yeah, let's go. And I love that song. We're going to be talking, and we'll be talking a lot more about the music when we get into Strike a Chord. But this is an opportunity for the listeners to kind of get to know you guys beyond the music. And I was reading articles about you guys, and one of the funny responses that you guys said, I believe it was Bobby who said this. You were saying you're the milkman's child. What does that even mean?
Well, Will and Jack look a lot like each other, whereas I don't look like them at all. So the milkman's child means, well, I guess today it would be the Amazon man's child.
That's true. That is the update.
And how is it like playing with all your brothers in the band? I mean, that's got to be quite the experience.
We hate each other.
Yeah, we hate each other most of the time. But
that's why you got to drink a lot of beer, right? Just before every
Yeah.
show, during the show, and after the show, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Right now.
That's what I'm seeing. I mean, it's only early morning at 10
Right.
a.m. and you guys are drinking at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I think you guys are the first
Stella,
guests
so
that's drinking
listeners,
while we're interviewing
they
them.
are drinking Stella Artois. I know my husband Jay says what's up, and I'm sure he is also
yes,
drinking
Jay.
a Stella Artois right now. And
But I got to ask, because Will, you were also known as the master of spray cans. What does this mean? I mean, because when I hear punk, I think of anarchy. And when I hear spray can, hey, that sounds like anarchy to me.
Spray paint. Are you talking about spray paint or deodorant?
Oh, is that what you're talking about? Are you a sneaky guy? You're the weird guy in the band, I'm guessing.
you're the
Are
smelly
you
guy.
the one that
Yeah,
has the weird habits?
I've been told I'm weird.
No, but
I'm
Will,
pretty good with spray paint. Yeah.
Will, talk a little about your art, because for some of our listeners, Will is actually a very accomplished artist that does spray paint murals around the cities.
That's insane.
You guys are so nice. You've only been in the interview for like 2 minutes and you're giving out compliments. Usually it's just people being mean to us. So this is a nice change.
We try to be nice.
Hey,
only
you haven't
only
done
when we
anything
like
just
you.
yet. No, I'm just kidding. We're only getting started.
Yeah, no, I'm spray painting. I paint murals and canvases. That's
So
pretty
you're
much.
like the young Banksy of the punk and rock and roll.
no, not really, mate.
Yeah, he doesn't have Banksy's bank account. Let's put it that
I'm
way.
flying my own flag.
Yeah, right.
All right, Bobby, are you artistically talented besides singing and playing?
Yeah, I'm a tattoo artist.
What? I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
When are you coming back to the States, man? Like, Jay and I need some ink.
When are you gonna put us up?
Yeah, I'll put you up. I told you, you guys always got a place to stay.
Hopefully the end of summer, actually.
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah,
you guys.
we're in some works at the moment, trying to get some shows out in the States.
Yes.
That's great. I can't wait
nice.
for that because we need some anarchy here in the United States. I mean, we're currently in the middle of our election, and I'm just going to kind of jump right to it because I know as you guys, as UK punkers, what are your thoughts about Brexit? Because not too many Americans really know about the situation, and I think it'd be...
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of like US bands and rappers and producers and that, and they're all talking to me about coming to the UK. I'm like, do it soon, because like everyone's screwed, man. It's like it's the visas, like the tax you'll have to pay on merchandise. It's gonna be crazy. Like after Brexit, it's going to be really hard for our overseas bands to tour in the UK.
Yep, that's very true.
And how do you guys adjust with the change? Because it's obviously happening in your country.
Yeah, it was going to make life a lot harder for us traveling around Europe as well. So we'll have to get a visa for every different country. We'll have to pay tax on all our merch, and it's basically it's cutting the legs off the UK music, because anyone that's not a really established band is gonna the only way they're gonna be able to afford to go to Europe to do a tour is if they're selling out 800 cap venues.
Wow,
which is really
pretty
hard.
mad.
Yeah, and I mean, and I already know, especially here in the United States, like House of Blues, for example, they're always taking about 20 to 25% right off the top of every merchandise. So that's why I'm always seeing like, yeah, it's insane. So imagine if you in the UK were getting taxed and the venue takes a certain percentage away from you guys. I mean, isn't that where most of the money's coming from, especially with Strange Bones?
Yeah.
One thing I noticed about your guys' band is, especially for punk rockers, I don't see too many people pumping out as many singles as you guys do. And is this kind of an effort to fight back towards the digital streaming platforms?
No, not really. I love the digital streaming platforms. I think they're great. I do also love vinyl as well. You know, you've got to adapt in this modern world. Like you've got to adapt. And the reality is, like, people's attention spans these days are not what they used to be, including my own, including our generation.
Yeah, right.
So, like, my idea behind releasing loads of music is just constant streaming, because we can now.
Yeah.
Like, you go back like 40 years and you couldn't do that. Like, you couldn't even get in the studio. So,
yeah, everything's more accessible, isn't it? Being in a band, it's more accessible to put your tunes out there, and as a listener, you have everything. The whole
It's all in your pocket, right? I mean, our pants used to be known as snack pockets. Now they're like the digital gurus. Now we're suffering from like a syndrome called phantom voices, where we always feel like we have like a text or call coming in, but then there's nothing in your pocket and your phone's been on your desk this whole entire time. But I think that's a great point.
What's it called? A phantom what?
Yeah, it's like, the phantom syndrome. It's like a phantom voice where you feel like you're always having a vibration on you 24/7 because we're so attached
called a
to our
vibrator.
phones. That is called a dildo for you, Marissa, okay?
FYI,
I'm over here actually like
out
pressing
there.
every button for Marissa. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. Well, on that note, so who is the lover in the band?
Ooh,
Who pulls all the fans?
Yeah, because it seems like Will's the weird guy, right? I mean, he's already addressed that.
I don't know.
So,
Who is it?
Bobby,
Who's the
are
lover?
you the lover?
yeah, I've got a girlfriend though.
No,
So
but
you
who-
are the
but
lover
who-
then, because you're
I do.
tied down.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
not
you're-
saying you have to cheat, but who
I'm
is
not saying
like
either.
who is the person in the band that has that, like, if they had to pick who's the machismo sexy walking around person with that shirt off like a John Sykes type vibe?
Okay, you're putting quite the image for the listeners out there. Who in Strange
Who is
Bones
it?
would that be?
Is it your drummer?
Is it Nutty?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Drummers are the sexiest.
Why is it? Why? They're the ones in the back.
They
I always
know
thought
how
it was
to-
supposed to be the vocalist.
They know how to pound their sticks.
All right, let's stop Marissa while she gets too ahead of herself. But but we were talking about Brexit, and we were talking about how it's definitely influencing UK bands out there in that country. But obviously, you guys have been hearing about the coronavirus going all across the world, which is totally insane. And I want to be able to talk about that when we get right
And the
back from
Modelo
this,
virus.
the Modelo. Nah, man, I've been listening to Anthrax since '86. That's how you miss the coronavirus. Hey, but stick around, everybody, because we got Strange Bones Skyping all the way in from Blackpool. So we will be right back after this commercial break. All right, we are back in the studio, and happy birthday, Lily Joy. We love you so
That's
much. You've always been a
right.
huge fan with us, and we always love having you on. But hey, right now we got Strange Bones, and right before we got into the commercial break, I wanted to address, the coronavirus. And you guys were already saying Brexit is already making it a lot harder for a lot of UK bands to be successful in this moment. So with the coronavirus, so like this morning, for example, right, when I woke up, I know it's 6 p.m. for you guys, but Green Day just came out this morning saying that they're postponing their entire Asia tour because of the coronavirus. What are the precautions that you guys are going to be taking, or is that even something you guys are thinking about?
Well, there's only been a few cases in the UK, so it's not really something we're thinking about right now. And we're not going out Europe anytime soon, so I think we'll be all right.
Did you guys?
Dennis, mate.
Yeah.
Did you guys pack a 2-week supply?
You build a boat?
Build a boat. Did you guys pack a 2-week supply in case it hits? Because that's what our American government is telling us to do, is pack 2 weeks.
Frenzy.
Yeah, that is.
A 2-week supply of Stella Artois. If I don't have enough beer for my husband, I think he might die.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get him a few crates in.
But
Quite
let me
a few
get into
crates.
this, because I'm watching you guys on the Skype, and I know the listeners can't see this, but this is the most gangster thing I've ever seen with Strange Bones, is bringing that Bobby and
Smoking
Will.
and
They'd be
drinking.
smoking and drinking. So let me ask you this. What comes first for Strange Bones? Sex, drugs, or the rock and roll?
Combination of all three.
Yeah.
No. You gotta pick one. You can't cheat me out, Will.
Force me to pick an order.
I have to. Okay, fine. Hey, play along, all right? Because you know what? I'm gonna have to get straight on into this point. What does the United Kingdom have that's better than the United States?
That is a vague question.
Is it a vague question? Because I had some questions.
Fish and chips, yes.
Fish and
Yes.
chips. You know what's so funny? My technical manager Eric Frias was like,
true.
he was like,
Yeah.
please ask about the fish and
The
chips. I'm like, that's
no,
random.
the Blackpool's
man.
fish and chips are probably the best, and it's Blackpool specifically.
Well,
Some of the
describe it,
best
Bobby.
I've
I mean,
ever
how's
had.
that fish and chips like?
I have fish and chips like 2 times a week.
Oh my gosh.
They're pretty, and their
Yeah,
Indian food is way better than Americans' Indian
I'm like a
food.
basic white girl going over to like, oh my gosh, Farmer Boys and getting my fish and chips.
And also,
That's
your
pretty
guys' food,
embarrassing.
no, their food is fresher. So if you go into one of their, they're kind of like a 7-Eleven, but I don't know. They're called something else over there. But you go in, Tesco. So if you go into a Tesco, you can get a pizza like in a fridge, but it's fresh. Like it's not this like processed, frozen, disgusting stuff that we have.
It's not Amazon.
It's not Amazon.
It's not
Tesco
Amazon. Okay.
is
No pizza stuff on Amazon.
Right. But I wanted to ask you this, because I was looking up all these things that the United Kingdom does that's so different than the United States. And I'm watching you guys, smoking a cigarette as we're having this interview. And I thought this was really hysterical, because why do the British people say, I'm going out for a fag, when they want to go have a cigarette? Do you guys say that?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's before our time, though. It just is what it is, isn't it?
How did that get started? That's the funniest thing I've heard.
It's different in different cities, though, because like our mate who's from Liverpool calls it a biff.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, obviously we call spliffs biffs.
Like, weed is a biff to us.
But
And it's like when you guys are
cigarette-
getting drunk, you guys are like, I'm getting pissed drunk. I'm pissed. And usually we're like, oh my gosh, like,
Okay.
Bobby, Will, chill.
All right.
And they're like, no.
What does it mean when someone says they made out with someone?
Like
Kissed him.
got into him.
Oh, my husband
Got
thinks it
into
means sex.
No, made out. It's like different kiss.
It's
So
a
that-
kiss. Okay,
so
so
that's
then maybe
one
my
thing-
husband's just crazy.
Well, I guess maybe we're not so worlds apart or ponds apart. Maybe we do consider it both making out. But I got a few other things right here, because I love this. I mean, relationship building happens in the pub. Would you agree with that?
I don't know about that one. The relationships that are built in pubs are normally quite aggressive and
Really?
result in scraps.
And when does the bar or the pub? I see. I'm saying the bar. See, we see the bar over here in America. When does the
We do
pub
have
close?
bars here too.
Yeah.
So, but when does the bar and the pubs? When did they close down in Blackpool, for example?
It depends. Some of them are, well, the pubs normally, some of them latest, like, I'd say at 1:30.
1:30, 2 a.m.
But
and then
the bars are open till like 4, 5.
Jesus. I mean, I know
4
here
or
in
5
California, they've been trying to open up the bars until 4 a.m. Are you guys advocates for drinking until 4?
4
Man.
a.m.'s
Oh.
early hours, mate.
You guys are like, that's way too early. You're like, I've already been cranking it.
4 a.m.'s the middle of the night, like, as far as I'm concerned.
10 a.m.'s late.
Oh my gosh. So do you guys think you could drink Marissa Pitts under the table?
I don't know, maybe.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Just be hanging around with Jay.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. No. And when you guys come out this summer, we'll put you up, and I will drink you under our table.
Yeah, like literally. We'll start that as like our own culture. Like we get all crisscross applesauce
can
with
actually-
pound beer under the table.
I can even outdrink my husband.
Really?
I just don't do it on a daily basis.
What's your go-to drink then when you guys are in Blackpool? Is it always that Stella?
Stella.
Stella
man.
everywhere you go. See, I'm a Budweiser guy. How is
Ew.
Budweiser viewed in
Ew.
Blackpool?
It's all right. It's
They're
just
like
watery,
already giving me a
innit?
weird look. When I was in Japan, it cost more money to
Down,
drink Budweiser
ew.
than Heineken. I was beyond shocked.
Budweiser
But,
is gross.
hey, we're in the middle of Just Talking. We got the band Strange Bones, and we got Bobby and Will. Bobby's the vocalist, and we got Will as the bassist. And stick around because we're going right on into Strike a Chord. What's good? I'm Chris Collins. For more updates on the future of our generation, be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out thechriscollinsshow.com. Peace.